How exactly did Leon Edwards, the UFC champion, go from a seemingly easy title defense to the worst night of his UFC career? Well, in order to understand, we gotta go all the way back. Yes, all the way back.
It has been declared a no decision.
So a no contest?
After all, what I showed you was only their second meeting. And after spending the duration of a first round together, so 5 minutes of dominance by Leon and an embarrassment by Belal Muhammad, you would think at least they would have earned each other's respect and they would have seen each other's skills and understood where they stood as martial artists. And not that it would turn into something deeper, more hateful.
Yeah, no?
Sure, yeah.
I remember the name. Come on, boys. So let's slide in, boys.
Someone hit one.
Press the button. Come on, fellas.
Yes, press.
I smell.
The vagina just walked in.
I smell.
That boy talk. That's because your breath is off. That boy talk. Your mouth is open.
Yeah, no.
Your mouth.
Look, there it is. Look. That boy talk. You smell it? You smell?
You had the group right there, bro. You have a pack of.
Started thinking to myself, man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
And upon deep reflection and after lots of research, I feel safe saying that the fight was not what created the animosity between these two gentlemen. It is, however, relevant to note that Leon was pressing this man in the first fight. Look at him haunting Belal. You see him here do something he rarely does. Moving forward, pressing him against the cage, stalking him like a victim. He's like a serial killer right now, trying to kill him. And confidence, he has the wrestler against the fence, probing 1-2 head kick from the switch stance. Belal is rocks, he's trying to land bombs. He's a predator. Look at him hunting. He's hunting Belal. He's trying to terrorize his village, trying to steal everything he has, trying to rob him of his well-being. And if you ask Belal Muhammad after the fight, well, Leon did just that, but not in the way that he expected. Failing to get a finish after trying every tactic in the book, pressuring, cornering, throwing combinations, switching stances, body kicking and leg kicking early, Leon decided, fuck it, I'm gonna throw my most devastating blow and finish this fight.
Show you how us tactical turkeys do.
This man looked Belal straight in the eye and decided to take matters into his own fingers. Yeah, he tried the head kick, he tried the body kick, he tried the combination to the face. None of it worked, so the eye pull. Best solution in the game. And Belal was furious. I don't know if he was just crying because he thought he was blind, or he knew he was not going to be paid. Because a no contest means no money. Yeah, no money, no dinero. No money for your gym, no money for your coaches, no money for your baby mamas, no money for your child support if you need it. Imagine that. Fighting for such a long period of time and not getting paid? Yeah, could not be me.
Send that bread, my nigga.
So yeah, I'd like to reiterate, even though they hugged and made up on live television in front of everyone was witness, these two people were not done. So this man, Belal Muhammad, was still upset after getting injured. This man had been training for months. This was his first main event opportunity. And after all that, this man was doing interviews, saying how Belal was not on his level and he needed to get back on his grind to learn how to fight. Now, Belal wanted the smoke. He wanted vengeance. He wanted his get back. Oh, you guys think I'm capital? Nah. Listen to this Joe Rogan interview. This man, Leon Edwards, was over the moon after beating Belal Muhammad. He could not foresee a future where it was possible to lose to an opponent of his caliber.
Found the crown of France in the gutter. I picked it up with the tip of my sword and cleaned it and placed it atop my own head.
Now listen! That's called motherfucking nigga. You know nothing about that.
Yeah, that was not Leon Edwards, I know. But you will find his conversation with Joe Rogan very similar to the tone used by this king in the speech. Yeah, he was telling Joe about how this was not really an IPO and how he was dominating Belal so much that if they fought 10 times, he would win 10 times.
So
Yeah, it's like the-
yeah, it's like the bottom of your finger.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's straightforward. It's like it's just getting in there. That's terrible.
And it
though.
wasn't the eyeball, right? It's like the under the eyelid.
Yeah.
You know, cause I saw Belal Sunday in the casino in Vegas, and his eyes was fine. Just it's the lid that was bruised, but
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh my goodness. I got a bad feeling. This does not sound good.
I need you to relax. Relax. We'll breathe and relax and let the doctor take a look, okay?
Well, I don't know if Leon Edwards is an ophthalmologist or not. If he is, there's a lot of money in that career change. If he's not, I'd like to say that Belal Muhammad seems to be in a lot of pain in that video. And the fact that he's still wearing sunglasses to this day tells me that he was either damaged physically or emotionally, because he did not forget about the cycle and he's still protecting his eyes, maybe subconsciously. But this is not the tea y'all came for. Y'all came here to listen to Leon talk crazy and completely dismiss an opponent that would later embarrass him in public at home in the middle of the night. And here it is.
he's tough, he's durable, but he doesn't beat me in a given day. You know, I believe if we fight 10 times, I'll beat him 10 times, and that's just it. He was a late step in for Hamzat fell out, and I think he should go back, work his way back up, and then hopefully we can meet somewhere down the line. But for now, I'm looking towards a title shot. I'm looking towards being a world champion.
That's not how the game is played. You can't do that.
But I mean, do you feel like there's any unfinished business because of the way that fight ended?
With Belal?
Yeah, with Belal.
I don't believe so. I think from the first round, normally I'm a slow starter, right? So if that's my if that's my first round, you're not making it to the fifth, you know. So I think everyone saw where the fight was going, and he wouldn't have made it to number five. So
I understand your confidence. I really do, and this is not to demean that at all. But you gotta give the guy an opportunity, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, here's my point. If the fight went the first round, if the eye poke didn't happen, the referee just stopped the fighter. But they're like, "What are you doing?" Well, you know where this fight's going. Well, you don't know where a fight's going because fights are crazy. Like, weird shit happens. People slip. Guy gets him in a choke. Like, weird stuff happens. People get injured. You know, someone throws a calf kick. All of a sudden, your leg goes numb. You get hit with a punch. Weird shit happens. Fights are crazy. You know that?
It's crazy, but
you know what I'm saying? Though I know
I know what you're saying, but I would have won that fight clearly. Joe, normally I'm a slow starter in the first round, right?
I know.
So I felt great Saturday night, and even if I felt good, Belal was not beating me.
I completely appreciate your confidence, but I don't think it would be a bad thing to run back.
Not straight away. I'm looking to that's my ninth fight, right, in a row. I won an 8-fight win streak, fought Belal. I would have won the fight. So that'd be 9 fight without a loss from getting beat by Usman 5-6 years ago. So I feel I've done enough work now to prove that I belong at least in number one contender fight or title fight. You know, so
I can totally appreciate your position, but I can also appreciate Belal's position.
I know where it's coming from. I would say if I was him, I'd probably do the same thing, right? He's ranked number 13, 14, and this big opportunity, his first main event, number 3 guy in the world. So I know where he's approaching it from, but I am looking for my own career, right? I want to look towards the title shot.
I understand.
Yeah, I just want to re-emphasize what was just done here. This man, Leon Rocky Edwards, proceeded to bully Belal Muhammad for 6 minutes, beat him in the stand-up department, and then finished him with an illegal technique, and I quote, "Yeah, this is not allowed here." And after that, he decided to bully him in interview soon, telling Joe Rogan how this man did not deserve a rematch yet, how this man did not belong in the octagon with him. If they fought 10 times, he would beat him 10 times. This man was completely dismissive of Belal Muhammad's skills and any ability he would have to make a comeback. And well, in my humble opinion, that is exactly how you start generational beef between two athletes. Because Belal Muhammad's mama ain't raised no pushover, honestly. This man, Belal Muhammad, knew one thing. He had a couple years to prepare it. And until then, all he could do was talk shit.
I just heard like a little short freaking midget screaming something. And I was like, what the heck was that? And I saw it and ended up being his coach in front. But Leon and his team, they didn't say nothing. His brother was trying to give me a dirty look. But he didn't know I was sizing him up for after the cage. If he ends up hopping in the cage, wanted to do something.
You guys gonna have to wake him up. I want you guys to be this loud Saturday night at 5 a.m. so he wakes up.
I mean, I changed. I'm a whole different person. Like literally, that fight was 3 weeks' notice. It was after a Diego Lima fight, and you know, a lot goes into short notice fights. So for me, that fight, I don't really care about watching that fight back because I'm not nothing like that person. I'm not nothing like I was the last year. I'm not nothing like I was last week. Every day I'm getting better. Every day I'm growing. Every day we're working. So the version I am now would kill any version that I was back then. Leon, it's basically the same. I think we've seen him the last 2 or 3 fights do the same exact stuff, and he's fought like the same style of fighter, right? Usman and Kobe are kind of the same. The Kobe fight was basically a freebie because neither one of them did anything. And then the Usman third fight was kind of, Usman wasn't the same fighter. So I think Leon got a lot of credit for that fight, but I think Usman just rushed back after that head kick, and he didn't have the same confidence and swagger that he usually does.
And you mentioned Leon's previous fights being similar-based fighters. You are also a wrestling-based fighter. Where do you feel your style is different from the likes of Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington?
I think I just have a higher IQ than both of them. I push a different pace than both of them. I've been saying forever that Colby's has cardio kickboxing, and he showed it his last one. It was just like UFC gym kickboxing. Usman doesn't keep a high pace. He has great pressure, great strength, but I do it all. I have strength, pressure, power, grappling, and I put it all together better than anybody in the UFC.
Yeah, this man wants smoke. He will never forgive what happened. And what he wants is to prove the doubters, the haters, and the dick riders wrong. And he will go one step further. This man is going to prophesize exactly what happened in the fight. But every prophet has their doubters,
obviously,
right?
since then, you've been saying, like, I'm going to walk through him. I could 50-42 this guy and all that. So I'm just curious, why don't you envision like a stoppage win? Because when we hear you talk, it's always, I'm going to kind of drag him through the fire for 5 rounds.
Because I want to torture him. I want him to realize how much better I am than him. When you go out there, you get a finish, people, oh, you got lucky, you did this, oh, that happened because of that. But if I go out there and dominate him and beat him in all aspects of MMA, wrestling, grappling, striking, jiu-jitsu, get him to the point of making him want to quit. That's what I want. I want to torture him. I want him to the point of looking at his coaches, and his coaches had nothing to say, and they walk away because they're embarrassed. That's what I want it to feel like on Saturday night.
Do you think you're getting under his skin at all?
I don't care about getting under his skin. I care about getting through his skin.
You want me to stop these fucking fights? You fucking know I win this last round.
However, there were 2 issues for this fight to happen. First one being Belal's underwhelming style, and the second one, the UFC did not believe that this was a good matchup. They tried to schedule this fight with 3 different opponents, including Hamzat and Shafkat. Those 3 opponents refused, and they had to fall back on Belal Muhammad. And even then, fellow fighters did not give Belal Muhammad any chance.
Kobe had a hard time sniffing Leon's crotch. I don't think Belal can get it done. I think Belal's a really cool guy, really nice guy, but I think Leon's just a better athlete and a better martial artist, Yeah, so probably put my money on Leon.
So for me, I think it's going to be a Leon Edwards 25-minute decision. I think he's going to dominate and just try calculatedly decipher and decode Belal's game.
Fights that we've got coming up, Leon Edwards and Belal Muhammad. What do you make of that one?
Oh, God. Well, you want to talk about that guy's a man. I don't really know much about him, dude. I just know he goes, every time I interact with the guy, I'm just like, hey, why you always talk, bro? Do you want to fight or not? And then he goes on Twitter and says, I want to fight Sean. Like, mother, I just asked you if you wanted a scrap. There literally is a cage right there. We'll do it. And he goes on Twitter, Sean's a white trash. Like, nah, dude. So, I think Edwards is gonna put that man.
Believe it or not, even his fellow training partner, or the nicest guy on the planet, both of them did not believe he had a chance.
Man, that's a tough one. I train with Belal. His pace, incredible. He doesn't make mistakes. That one's a hard one. I don't know, but because of their last fight, I guess I'll go with Leon. But it's a tough.
I think it's going to be a tough night for Belal. Leon Edwards is good everywhere. Belal Muhammad, you know, he's going to have to get the fight to the ground in order to win this fight. I mean, you saw what happened with the last fight with Kamaru Usman, with Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards. Leon ended up taking him down in the first round. So he's got the wrestling, he's got that in the back as well. I think it's going to be Leon Edwards.
I mean, for fuck's sake, even Kelvin Gastelum was displaying, I never thought I'd say that, high levels of IQ and intelligence in his breakdown of the fight. But we all know how that ends, right?
You know, anytime Belal Muhammad fights and we all think he's not going to win, he goes out there and wins, you know, and now he finds himself in the #1 contender fight. So you can never count out Belal. You know, you never know what he's going to bring, how he's going to look. You know, he's not exceptional everywhere. He's just really good everywhere, and he's very disciplined and very smart in his approach to fighting. But Leon Edwards, man, I'm not impressed by a lot of fighters. I've seen it all in my decade here in the UFC, but Leon Edwards impresses me. He's very technical. He's very good on the ground, standing up. I just think he's a very phenomenal fighter, and he really does impress me. I don't know how he's going to win. I just think he's going to win.
Well, as you can see here, no one believed this man had a chance. And surely, even though the whole entire MMA community was dismissing his skills and his ability to win this fight, surely the champion, who had seen 3 years pass since his last victory against him, was not going to underestimate him for his imminent title fight. Well, nah, the champion didn't give two fucks. He was super dismissive of Belal Muhammad, and he did not think there was a single chance in hell that he could lose this bout. Listen to him.
The way he talks to me, it's like he was winning the first fight, and then the eye poke happened. That's the way he talks. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's confusing to me. It's like deluded. Even the other day, he came out and did like a mad video that I'm gonna take him down, look at his coaches, let him back up, then I'm gonna choke him out a little bit. I was like, what the hell's going on? It's like, it's like the delusion is unbelievable.
When has Belal ever did that to nobody? You know, like, come on, bro. Like, he's just talking, innit? I let him talk and let him make his little memes and his little tweets, but come on, everyone knows, like, he ain't on my level. And that's just the facts of it, you know. He has improved, so have I, but there's levels to the game, and I truly believe that I am levels above him. And come July, I'll show that.
And after all of that disrespect coming from all sides, Belal was excited. He could not wait to put his hands on Leon.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Yeah, well, this man, Belal Muhammad, heard what every single one of his peers had to say and was ready to crash out. But he wasn't about to get on the warpath without first explaining how he truly hated Leon since the first fight.
Because when you look at, you know, his path to the title and the way he did it, it's very similar to mine, right? He had to go the long road. Nobody was respecting him. Nobody gave him a shot. And then I took a fight on short notice against him. And he committed the foul. He injured me. And the fight got stopped because of that. So, you know, there was a lot of... On my end, it was like my first main event. This was supposed to be my spot, my time to shine, this, and this. And it was like taken from me by him. And he wouldn't give me another shot. And then he tried to just play it off like, oh, I would have won anyway. I would have did this anyway. And then when you put that narrative out there, fans are just like, oh, well, he's probably right. So from there on out, I just had it in the back of my mind. I had that bad taste in the back of my head this whole time that, man, I want to feel what would have happened. I want to see what would have happened. And then I'm dominating all these guys, winning all these guys, and then they're still disrespecting my streak. Him, his coach, his team, they're still saying, oh, he's not next. We need somebody else. We need somebody else. We need somebody else. So the disrespect that he had, he felt it. He started giving it to me. So that's what pissed me off. That's what's pushing me to hate the guy. That's what's making me excited to make him bleed, to make him break.
However, as we all know, powerful emotions, even deep hatred or resentment, seeing red basically, will not win you a fight. What tactical adjustments and what improvements was Belal Muhammad bringing to the table for the second encounter?
I've had to fight, right? I've had to fight a bunch of different styles. I fought a better striker than him in Wonderboy, a better grappler than him in Maya and Burns. And then I had to beat a guy that knocked me out in Luque. So like, I had to make a bunch of switches in camps. And that's where you learn the most, in your camps and through these fights. He fought Nate Diaz after me. He fought Usman the first time where he was getting killed. And then the Kobe fight, you really can't take nothing from it because Kobe, like, he sucked that whole fight. So like, I don't really think that anything changed for him except for probably mentality, right? Now he thinks he's a champion and he thinks he's doing all the right things. Where you've had, you know, the best of the best telling you, the analysts telling you, oh, he's going to get knocked out by him. He's going to get tapped out by him. He's going to do this by him. He doesn't have good enough wrestling to do this, or he doesn't have good enough striking to do this. Watch what I do to Leon. Watch what I go out there and do in front of his people, in front of his hometown, in front of all of those fans out there that are going to be booing. I'm going to go to enemy territory and I'm going to freaking smash him. Then I'm going to look at his coach. I'm going to look at his brother. I'm going to smile. And I'm going to wait for them to say anything. I'm going to wait for their excuses. And it's going to be one of the best trips of my life.
They trying to be crack. They trying to be crack. She wanna be cutty. That bitch is a bird. I'm fucking house. I'm 730. In a pet, I can't cut it. I smoke the
And after one last press conference where both men would face off, and Leon would inexplicably throw a feint and miss, well, Belal Muhammad would have his one last opportunity to remind everyone that his win streak was no fluke. He was about to stand on business, 10 toes down, and show Leon that the first fight deserved a rematch.
Say, bro. Who the hell is this? I'm the type of nigga stand on business, nigga. One man arm against 50, nigga. What you wanna do that? I stand on business, nigga.
The night of the fight came, and as soon as the bell rang, Belal ran after Leon like a dog with a bone. I don't know what kind of Sun Tzu book this man read, but this man had the right game plan. He assaulted Leon and started stalking him around the cage like a maniac. However, the champion himself is not a pushover, so he used the best of his techniques and managed to get up along the fence.
Fight 10 times,
And once he found a way to reverse the position against Belal, they decided to exchange pleasantries in the clinch.
I think you should go back.
And those pleasantries took the form of beautiful knees to the body from Leon.
Looking towards the title shot.
However, they separated, and the viewers, me included, got what they wanted, to see Belal and Leon go tit for tat in the striking department. It must have been a horrifying experience for Leon to realize that Belal's approach compared to the first fight had completely changed. Leon wanted space, and he was not getting any of it.
CasualMMA.
And from that point on, things took a dark turn for the Englishman and his team. The roles were completely reversed. The hunter was now the hunted, and the victim was now the predator. I mean, I would really like to know what mental warfare books Belal Muhammad was reading, which sports psychologist he was talking to, because not only was this man dominating Leon Edwards in the wrestling department,
fans, the people, that they can say whatever they want to say,
literally throwing him around the cage and taking away precious
they
space
know how hard I work.
from
They know
Leon
what we do
Edwards.
in the gym.
He would
They know
also
what we're
throw him
doing.
on his head. Yes, you heard me right. Throw a grown man on his head, vertically. Yeah. Added to that, he would come out every single round like a soldier, ready to march. He would not even wait for the referee's signal. He would eat away at the space. Just look at Leon's face every single time. Like, do you even realize the irony and the karma at stake here? This man Belal Muhammad had to swallow so much shit after that personal contest. Everybody was acting like it was an actual loss. And this man must have seen a million therapists. I know his last session went something like this.
Everybody in life's a hoe. I'm a hoe, you're a hoe, we're all hoes. But you have to have a pimp mindset. Because if you don't have a pimp mindset, you will always fucking stay a hoe. Thanks.
And by God did Belal Muhammad take every single thing that was just said to heart. Him and his team made his mind bulletproof for this fight. He did not know about being exhausted. He did not know about being in pain. All he wanted was revenge. So he proceeded to put his psychological ski mask on and beat the daylights out of Leon Edwards for 24 of the 25 minutes in this title fight.
He's too slow anyway. Now he's like angry, tense. He's gonna fall into traps.
Putting round. Oh, sticks him again with a big right. The hand speed of Belal.
Accusations. These are not accusations. This is false accusation. And
I mean, he hasn't earned a rematch. Who would you beat? You beat Kobe, who sucks, and then you beat Usman in the rematch. So there's really nothing that I think entails him for a rematch. And what I'm gonna do to him, they're gonna be like, bro, there's no point in doing a rematch. I'm gonna walk through him, and they're gonna be like, back to the bottom of the ladder. Leon, this guy was the champion? No way, this guy sucks.
You guys gonna have to wake him up. I want you guys to be this loud Saturday night at 5 a.m. so he wakes up.
Man, I'm not sure what I'm sure let him go. If you understand, you'll see it on Zoom. Hold on. Did you hear it?
Because I want to torture him. I want him to realize how much better I am than him. When you go out there, you get a finish, people be, oh, you got
And
lucky,
after a
you did
dominant
this. Oh,
performance in which, let's be honest, Belal Muhammad fulfilled every single promise he made to us before the fight. He went to Leon's backyard, dominated him, pressured him, outclassed him in both the striking and especially the wrestling department. After Belal spent 25 long minutes chasing after Leon Edwards, where he only received damage for the last 30 seconds of the fight.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very, very impressive performance. Belal Muhammad did exactly what he said he was going to do. He said he was going to beat him on the feet, beat him in the clinch, in the wrestling. He was going to outpace him.
And while after proving all of the doubters wrong, after doing something the previous GOAT could not do, Kamaru Usman, after showing all of his peers that his skills were not to be trifled with, and all of the naysayers that they had no idea what they were talking about, and after ensuring that the entire country of England would remember his name, surely the MMA community would finally realize that Belal Muhammad is not to be underestimated, he's not to be messed with, and he's a menace to the UFC welterweight division. Hell nah, this ain't boxing. This is MMA. If you want a belt, you gotta fight the best. So for Belal Muhammad, who just became a champion, the true haters were actually about to come out.
listen, that's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
But this is the beauty of the UFC. After proving every single human being wrong, probably including himself a little bit there,
Job finished?
Belal Muhammad is not done.
No, I don't think so.
Because as long as you are a UFC champion, you will always have bigger, stronger, and faster haters and doubters to deal with. Once again, this is not boxing. You do not get to pick your opponents. And if you're wondering where Leon Edwards, the ex-champion, the man who talked all that good, but forgot to walk it like he talked it in front of his own people, if you're wondering where he's at, well, look no further, because take a peek at him in the studio.
When me step in the club, every gal a draw near. Every gal a go on bad. Me have the style and pattern to make the gal them go on bad. Pussy have to happy, pussy not fi sad. Pussy have to climax tight, pussy you fi have. Shiggity wickedy slam. Look up me talawa, tan pan it long. If you're looking for a 1 minute man, goddamn, she get it wrong. Big bomber class before busting on me head. A sexy gal say she want to give me head. When me fuck pussy, pussy turn red. Gymnastic, now the pussy dead.
Casual MMA.